Welcome to Foolosophy.
What up, fools?
What up, fools?
Yeah.
What up, all you fools?
What up, fools? It's been a minute. We got the dog boys chilling with us.
We got an audience.
We got an audience. Yeah, one's biting a blanket. The other is sleeping on half my lap, half the corner of the couch.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's our audience. That's our audience size. We're at two dogs.
2 dogs? Yeah, that's a nice demographic. Just you know how many people would like 2 dogs as their demo?
Yeah.
People love pets, dude.
One's tuned out.
Yeah,
maybe both. Have you been?
I've been going on mini dates.
You been going on mini dates?
Yeah. Okay. So I have a weird thing. If my thing is that
Why do you call it a mini date?
I have to mentally compartmentalize the difference between.
Just as Foolosophy, we're talking about aliens and mini dates.
Yeah. Aliens and mini dates. So I have a theory. Like I don't know anyone who's watching this what their theory is on a date. I jokingly on stage talk about if I talk
I love
to
that it's like up for debate. Like it's a difficult thing.
Oh, I mean, for me.
All right, go on. I want to hear what a mini date is.
Yeah. So I joke on stage that like if I talk to a woman, me and a woman, and we're single, and we talk for more than 30 minutes, it's a date official. Like that's
Who said that?
I jokingly talk about that. Like that's a theory I have.
Oh.
So, but
they don't like that.
but I also though I believe that a date truly is where you and another person have actual romantic interest in one another. And you go to get dinner and you go whatever you do.
Cook drinks or coffee.
Then there's where you and the person of undetermined relationship, you know, yes, it's a platonic relationship, but there's like some like subversive romantic interest you don't know, but you're out getting dinner. I've been on a bunch of those lately.
Okay.
Yeah, and now
so you're like you're both like testing the waters kind of thing.
It doesn't even start out that way. It's literally like, hey, you're my friend and I'm your friend, and like, why don't we go get ice cream or why don't we go to this bar?
Ice cream's good.
And then some of them turn into.
Do they order? What size do they order when they order? Because I feel like that is. Because if you get a woman, if you take a girl out and she orders like an XL fudge sundae, and she's really going to town and like crying a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's chances are nothing's happening. I mean, but that's not even true. Like, okay, the best way.
Although maybe that sets them up. Maybe you get like you ease in.
You know how like guys will use the term friend zone, like, oh, I like this girl, but she doesn't see me as that.
Yeah,
I've been getting reverse friend zone, if that makes any sense, where me and this person we're friends and we go on this what I call a mini date or basically just like a friend date.
Yeah.
But then somewhere down the line in that hangout, drinks start flowing or we're dancing, they're having a good time. Next thing you know, I'm making out with them.
No.
Yeah. Or
like out on the date?
Yeah.
Out in public?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, out in public or in some cases back to their place.
We lost Odie for a minute, but he joined us again.
He got back in. He's like, this sounds juicy.
He was like, I want to hear about this making out.
You got an actual horn dog, dude.
Well, all right. So then, I guess. But so you're wondering what you classify that as? Like just.
Well, no. I mean, I before any of that happens, I don't know what to classify like 2 platonic people going out to like I know it's like it's just 2 friends going out to lunch, but there's this untested, like there's this like tension. There's a tension, but no one's testing it. No one's like pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe that, but I'm finding out that a lot of my friends, like I almost feel like a hot girl, like in high school, where like a lot of my friends really want to secretly bone me. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense because I'm 38 and I'm bald. I got salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Like I am the least valuable that I've ever been probably in terms of looks.
But so I think women. How old are this? What's the age range? They're
older. Yeah, I think a little bit has to do with.
Yeah, because they look for substance in men, and they're less shallow than us guys. So, like they see past
at that age.
after a certain age,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
when they're younger. When they're in like their 20s, they're monsters.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then they get to a certain point where they're like, I need like someone of substance versus like that's how like you and I could get
Yeah.
into relationships, you know?
Yeah.
Uh you know, we're not like going up and be like, "Hello." Well,
No, I don't even bother at dating sites. Like it just like
do people do that at online dating?
yes. I mean, but the thing is, people who go online dating, they have certain things that that the general consensus really values, and that is first and foremost looks.
Looks.
Like you're
So
hot
looks is still
on dating websites because that's what literally
yeah.
you like. It's literally just a menu.
Isn't
It's a
being
menu of
good-looking-
dick and pussy, huh?
being good looking is like the ultimate privilege.
Yeah, it is. No, they call it pretty privilege.
Yeah.
Pretty privilege. And it's true. It's I mean, there's people that will just get more opportunities for anything because of how good looking they are. That's what I mean. Like they jokingly refer to it and advertise as sex sells.
Yeah.
because it does.
Yeah.
If we were both had 6-packs and we were shirtless and oiled up, and we did the same episode and released that still shot, this episode would get 10 times, 100 times more viewership.
Let's just make the thumbnail that.
Yeah, just us superimposed on hot like bodies.
Hot bodies. Those are, or just two other guys. Just two different men.
just
get two actual men.
just Trojan horse catfish.
yeah,
people.
yeah.
They're like, oh my god.
They're like, well, these fat guys must go away at some point, and those other guys must come in, and hopefully
Man,
they watch the whole thing.
The fools of philosophy are so steamy. Who are these fun uncles? What the fuck is this shit? Like,
Man, I gotta get Zay in here.
yeah. It's I go on these like my thing is like I just like having fun. I just like going on if I'm free and someone offers plans and they're like feasible and they're not like super like it doesn't feel like a burden. They're not super expensive. Like that's the thing. Another thing is like most of these hangouts are like literally it's like, hey, why don't we go to this bar that has ping pong tables and pool tables and shit, and we hang out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sounds fucking great. And then we have a blast doing absolutely nothing. And then sometimes drinks start flowing, and then like hands start being held, and like it's crazy. It's wild. I'm like, is this how it's always been, or is this because like they start lowering their standards and you seem like someone who's not a piece of shit? And so,
well, you said when you're younger you didn't drink a lot, right?
no, I didn't drink it. I didn't
I
drink
think
at
that's
all.
the missing ingredient because
For me?
No, it's for everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's just like a social lubricant, you know, like so. A lot of
I actually like that term.
You never heard that?
No.
It's like everyone, and when you drink from a young age, and going through like all those stages,
Yeah.
it like helps and hurts because you make a lot of like fun decisions, and then you make a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
And then you look back and like most people will say if they've had like any kind of fun.
Yeah.
They'll say like, I can't believe I'm alive, or I can't believe I'm not arrested, or like
Oh yeah.
maimed in some way. And then some people are, you know.
Yeah.
One of the funniest comics in San Diego, Vince D'Amico.
Mm-hmm.
Wheelchair comic.
Okay.
But man,
too
is
much
he
fun.
funny. I think he laid down in a road.
And got hit.
Yeah, but got hit by a car. But it was
Oh,
like
shit.
that. I think that was in a movie too. But anyway, I don't know. But he's very funny, very dark.
Yeah. Most of the wheelchair comics I know,
Real
it wasn't they didn't get in that wheelchair because they served in Fallujah or something. It was like, how'd you get in the wheelchair? And I'm expecting to hear like cancer or something like this. Like, oh no, I got drunk and was hanging out in the back of a truck and it flipped over 5 times. Like, oh shit, okay, gotcha.
Well, hopefully you don't do that. But yeah,
Oh no, yeah.
Drinking definitely. It definitely helps socially, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll, it helps. It helps you get laid.
Now what drink, like what do you drink and it gets you like, yeah, let's do this. What do you drink? Like I just found out like vodka is something that when I ingest it in my body,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know who's gonna get fucked, but somebody is. Like,
Oh, you get you rowdy?
dude, it does. It's
Have you had all the different liquors, like liquor?
Yeah, I've had whiskey, I've had rum, I've had bourbon, I've
Tequila?
had vodka, I had a vodka tequila thing last night, and
because tequila gets people rowdy because it's like a little bit of a stimulant. I believe.
oh, okay, well that makes a lot of sense because I was fucking randy last night, man. I was hanging out with a friend I'd known for a long time, and they live close to the bar that we were drinking at, and then
Yeah.
you know me, I crack backs and massage people, but I was like, yeah, I can like they were saying they had like back pain. I was like, I can massage your back.
Yeah.
And then they were like, that sounds good. And then it turned into going back to their place and fucking like massaging them. And then next thing you know, I'm massaging them and they're not wearing any clothes. And then it's like, and I mean, we stopped ourselves because like, oh man, this is gonna make things really weird if we. But the tension, I mean, you could cut it with the fucking jaws of life, dude.
This was Chris Buck?
No. Yeah, dude. No, I don't go back to place with Buck. I just massage him in
This
public.
was at Larry's Subs.
Yeah, yeah. The home of the big one. Yeah, because I was massaging him. He was getting a boner, dude.
You massage him with the deli, the sandwich oil.
Yeah, when you have sex with Buck, you have
Oil
to
and vinegar.
you have to do it doggy style so he can read the Wendy's menu app. For those that are watching this and are completely lost, a friend of ours, a comedian, he loves fast food apps. It's I honestly
he has to be a legend amongst like fast food headquarters. Like I said they probably have like a Ray Kroc or whatever his name is, and then a Chris Buck bronze statue side by side.
like the what do you call it, the faces on the what the fuck?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Holy shit! Did I have a stroke? What the hell happened there? I was like, the faces.
It's like Ray Kroc. It's Ronald McDonald and
Ray
then
Kroc,
Grimace
Buck.
and then Chris Buck.
Chris Buck. Wendy's like, what the fuck?
He's got the hat and the glasses on,
oh
the
my
beard.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now those apps are cool. I have a 7-Eleven app. When I lived in Orlando, I signed up. And I would just use it every time I would go to 7. And there's 7-Elevens all over Orlando.
Yeah.
And I accrued so many 7-Eleven points. Because at that point, I was also going through like a sad boy phase. And I
love a sad boy phase.
Dude, I found that the 7-Eleven pizzas, at the time for me, were delicious. And I would buy whole 7-Eleven pizzas.
I found out.
Yeah.
I found out they're delicious. For me at that time, at that particular sadness,
Yeah,
it was good enough for me.
They call that the there's like the Jurassic and the Cretaceous, like the crustaceous era. It was just I was just trying out different pizzas for my price range.
Dinosaur themed pizza called Crustaceous.
Crustaceous,
yes,
fuck, dude, we need a
food truck.
Jesus Christ,
fuck.
Yeah, you make pizza, dude.
I do make pizza.
You make pizza.
Maybe we should do it.
Do it, yeah.
I got it. Crustaceous.
Crustaceous. Oh my God! Do a pizza with dino nuggies as a topping.
Yeah, or get a T-Rex footprint and like.
Oh shit! That's the shape of the pizza.
Yeah, you can do the shape of pizza or burn it like do like a thing where you like
a branding.
Brand it into the cheese.
We just came up with $1 million idea.
I know.
What the shit? All right.
Good thing no one watches this.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, lack of viewers.
Thank you, demonetization. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm married, so I can't tell many.
Yeah. No, I mean the only thing that sucks. I want. I don't mind. I want a relationship. I want. Like I'm not one of those people. Like I actually don't like
because it's fun to have sex with a lot of random girls, but it becomes like a hollow endeavor at some point where it like you it becomes meaningless and you like really feel it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but if you open yourself up to being in a relationship, not like seeking it, because I think when you seek it, it's sort of women pick up on that, and then that's like but if you're just yourself, like you're doing, that's probably what
I think that's probably what's happening because I'm not right. last year I was in like 3 different relationships, and I was just like I got sad about one, and then I met someone who was giving me the slightest bit of attention, and I was like, where's this going? And then next thing you know, dating for a couple months, and then that ended, and then where's this going? And then, and now I don't care, because I'm under the assumption that most of these women are just too busy. I know I'm busy. I got a lot of shit going on in my world and stuff like that. And so it's like, okay, whatever happens. And somehow that's the magic formula, it seems to be. It's weird. But at the same time, getting into a relationship, honestly, like meeting someone for the first time and feeling that connection, and then also the first time you have sex and it's fun, that is like a drug. That is so addictive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I understand why people will sometimes get into a relationship, end it real quickly, and get into another one, because it's so addictive. If that was heroin,
it's like an initial spike, especially.
Oh my, addicted does something to your body, just like cortisone and like all these different things. But if that was like an actual,
that's what they're singing about in that song, "Addicted to Love."
Oh yeah. Damn, Robert. Yeah, he's just freebasing on new relationships, Just might as well face it. I'm addicted to meeting new people on Bumble. Like, it's fucking. All right, that was fucking. But it's addictive. It's just like that.
We
that
lost
rush.
a dog on that joke.
Yeah, where he's like, go talk to me when you're boning bitches again. Like he's fell asleep.
Yeah.
We lost our audience.
Yeah.
Speaking of audience, okay, so I love when you walk into a room, you make plans, you sign up to do something, you buy something you don't think is going to be good. Like let's say you buy food, you're like for example, 7-Eleven pizza. First time I bought a 7-Eleven pizza.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a gas station pizza, but I am broke and I'm hungry, and I bit into it, and I'm like, the sauce is not that bad, and I'm like, blah, 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 just eating it. I love when something supersedes all expectations.
Oh yeah, it's a good feeling.
So like I experienced that Friday night. So you know the feeling when you walk into an open mic and there's like a couple, just one couple.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why am I here? But I mean, I couldn't even say that, because it was literally, it was that mic that was like right behind where I live.
Yeah.
So I didn't have
the name of the place?
Three Stones Caribbean Restaurant. It's the food's
yeah.
Food's really good.
Man, I want to go.
Food's good. It's in a
Caribbean food.
It's in a little strip mall on Atlantic Boulevard, near Cortez.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Okay.
Every Friday. CJ Couch runs it, and so I walked. I drive.
I went last night.
I
would have went last night.
Saturday last night.
Oh, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's Sunday.
Yeah, I honestly only showed up because normally I'm busy Fridays, but I didn't have anything going on Friday, and I showed up, and like I said, it's right around the corner from where I live. The venue used to be a lesbian bar. It used to be an old smoky lesbian bar.
That's awesome.
And it's literally right.
A lesbian cigar bar.
It's like touching a Dollar General. It's touching a Dollar General. Which is it says a lot about the neighborhood where you're at. Like,
yeah.
There's a laundromat with homeless people going in and out. It's where I live in the side of town I live on. It's not the greatest area of town,
But they have some of the best food though.
Yes, it does. Because I got jerk chicken, I got yellow rice and sweet potatoes, because I needed to offset the heat from the chicken. And I got there, and so I got my food. I ate my food, and then because I told him I had planned on going to another place afterwards, he put me up first.
Yeah.
So CJ goes up, crushes. This couple is the most amazing couple ever. They laughed at everything, and then I get up there, and I am just like, dude, you have no idea how awesome it is to have one couple, just a couple, no one else in the building, except the comics, the couple, the DJ, and the people that work there, and they're laughing at everything. They get nuance. They're laughing at act outs. They're laughing at impressions. They're laughing at people dancing to silly music cues. They're everything. They enjoy everything. And
private show.
Every comic, regardless of experience level, like, because then they saw, like, CJ went up and he crushed. I went up and I did well. And then every comic just saw everyone doing well, and it turned into like a show. And it was, I think it was the first time in the longest time where I saw a completely flawless open mic where no one ate shit.
Wow.
And the crowd stayed, the couple stayed the whole time. And then afterwards talked to us and we talked to them. And and I was like, I love that when something like supersedes your expectations, like where you you watch a movie that you have like, oh, this movie sucks, but I'm bored, and you watch it. This is what the fuck was this? Was amazing. Why are no more people watching this movie?
I just did that. It was this movie called Groundhog Day.
Oh, you never seen Groundhog Day? Oh, you motherfucker.
I did just watch that yesterday, though.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it is. That's awesome. A flawless open mic. Man, it's been a long time.
And then the show was on yesterday. It was like, you know how you have a really good night.
You went to Veterans?
Yeah. I closed out that, and they loaded the lineup with a bunch of energetic comics. So it's a bunch of multiple multiverse versions of me, basically.
Yeah.
Different looks but all energy. And I'm like, oh fuck, man!
All fruit from the energy tree.
Yeah, and so like closing out a show full of energy as someone who has energy in their set, it's like, so there was a 9-year-old girl in the audience. So they were friends with the comic, like that. Her parents were friends with the comic that went on before me, and they looked on this website and it said family friendly. And they showed up. Oh. And so it was a 9-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy, and then the family. Oh, God. And so everyone was making, like...
That's even worse, 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. And no, here's the thing. 14-year-old boy fucking in the throes of puberty. This kid was like...
Did he have a Slipknot shirt on?
6'1".
Oh.
He had a full-on mustache. I was like, what the fuck? There's no 14. You're not 4. All right, 21 Jump Street. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you can never buy drugs. You know that, right?
For they signed him in for football.
He should.
Ship him in.
He would. Oh my God. They would. We need to do a DNA test to make sure you're 14. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then so everyone was doing crowd work on the girl though. Like was it Mikey B? I think called her Greta Thunberg or whatever. And then I went up there and I was just like I didn't look in their direction, and then I panned over and I was like, is that a kid? And I was going, guys, I can't do the show. By law, I'm not supposed to be 100 feet behind this girl. And half the room laughed. Half the room goes, But
you just that just came to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh my God. I know that feeling when you're just like, I have to say this joke.
Yeah.
And then you go, yeah. Oh God.
That's where I'm at now.
Be like, don't you see how it's funny?
That's where I'm at now, though. Is like I feel like I need to challenge myself more when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
And also, the comic before me, for reference, is super energetic, super likable. He's just like.
Was it Mikey?
No, a guy named DeAndre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you might have worked with him. I'm not sure, but just super funny, super energetic, super likable person. He's a good guy on and off the stage. You know?
Yeah,
just wholesome.
Just a scumbag.
And I was like, I have to break
this.
I can't. You can't have two. Hey guys, we're just likable and funny and loud.
You need to know comedy is fucked up.
You need to know how dark it can get. So I did this joke, and then I was like, well, I got half the room. The other half hates my fucking guts.
Oh my God.
So the rest of my set became addressing that, and then trying to dig myself out of my own hole that I created. Yeah. And then like 3 jokes later, I had him, and then I did a callback to that fucking pedophile shit.
You have to, right?
Yeah, but by the end of the set, I had him. Here's the crazy part: the dad comes up to me, and he's like, "Oh my God, I apologize." I'm like, "Hey man, I'm sorry for doing it. I'm just doing the thing on stage and just being the persona or whatever." Yeah. And he goes, "No, dude, that was funny, man. You should have doubled down on it." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You should have been like 100 feet," and then got out of the room and then held the mic and then tried to do some of your set from the window on the outside.
Oh, that's fun! Wow.
And I was like, "All right, that's for
like,
A."
That's like Andy Kaufman shit.
I was like, "A, that's actually really good. B, I don't like that you're the dad of the daughter just suggesting this shit. What the fuck, dude?" Like, it was so weird. You know, he might as well just said, "Take my daughter, please." You know, like, but yeah, it was a fun weekend. Fun weekend, dude.
Man, that's great. good good comedying.
You have friends in L.A.? You have any friends
Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I say that because like I was just thinking
Louisiana?
about like, well, I was thinking about no. Morning, all day,
Oh,
Vinci, good guy.
Sorry, bro.
Nah, dude.
Nah, dude.
Much love you,
Yeah, I
some
do
nigga.
have. I have like old comic friends in LA, and then I have like friends, and
No,
but
I was just thinking about like news headlines, and one of the first things that came to my mind is there's a fucking hurricane heading towards L.A.
I know it's like never ever. It doesn't even
Yeah.
rain in California, and like hurricane is unheard of. So
Yeah.
it's very strange. But yeah, I think they're all right. You know what's weird though, and I think I don't know if it's not hit yet or whatever, but when it's the stuff there is not built for like heavy rain because it's never really happens much. So even if you get like what you'd consider like a medium rain here, it would
Yeah.
like cause like really bad flooding.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I think it might be a lot of flooding.
Yeah, I have a couple Florida buddies that moved there within the past couple years.
Yeah,
And yeah, Zach's one of them. He's been posting, guys, be prepared. Like as someone who's lived in Florida for most of my life, like
yeah.
you guys aren't prepared for this shit. So you know,
It's the infrastructure there is what not prepared. Everything's very old. Like I don't know. But I just remember like one time my wife and I were in a bar for happy hour, and like a storm came in like real fast, and it started raining, and then it started raining like heavy, I guess you'd say.
yeah.
And we walked outside, and there's water up to like our shins.
What the fuck?
And I mean, this was just rain. It wasn't a storm. It wasn't anything. It was just heavy rain, and it's because like it's just not built for it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. But anyway, I called people and
Yeah.
check in and
I mean,
stuff,
I don't know. I don't know about. I mean, what do you feel about global warming? This episode took a turn, dude.
I don't know. I like George Carlin's bit of the Earth is fine. You know the Earth is fine bit.
Trying to remember it. I don't.
So he does a bit, and it's like I think it's in his later angry years, but
Oh yeah.
he talks about like global warming and like all this stuff. Not so much global warming, how people reference it now, but he just says like about humans affecting the Earth. He said like the Earth, if we affect it enough, the Earth will just get rid of people via like natural disaster. So he's like, the Earth is fine, people are fucked. Like we and he's like, he's been through solar flares and ice ages, and like goes on,
Yeah.
in a Carlin way.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know. Like it's like I don't know enough about it. I know or I hear people say like the temperature of the oceans are getting hotter, but I don't know that it caused all the like. There's a lot of recent weather stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we had the heat wave that literally heated the Earth. It was the Earth was hotter than it's ever been in recorded history. The whole Earth.
Yeah.
It was like that was crazy to hear.
There's a lot of like a lot of like unusual weather events happening.
Yeah.
Which is
the end is coming. That's why.
Yeah,
he is risen.
That could be. It could be. We should just turn into a religious podcast.
Oh yeah,
but like
turn to Ezekiel 14:9.
We just say like God bless in the beginning, but that's it. That's all you do. That's the only religion.
Following podcast is brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
We're like, believe in Jesus. We do a peace sign.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Or do two middle fingers, but it makes a cross.
Welcome to Crosstalk. Welcome to Crosstalk.
Crosstown Diaries.
That's
Crosstalk.
I love that South Park episode, and he's like, he rewrites when they become a religious band. And he rewrites the songs. He just takes out "Baby" and puts in Jesus.
Oh my god!
He's like, "I love you, Jesus. I miss you, Jesus." He just scribbles it out.
I mean, honestly, most Christian songs sound like that. Like, were you very religious?
Never, no. And I renounced religion at age 12. And my parents gave me the option. Which was cool. But it was, I had like stuff happen in my life that I was like, made me think like I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
That sounds so dark.
No,
but it sort of is like it was like I was like this is chaos, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of feeling.
No, I mean a lot of people have those moments. Some people even in those moments there's some like, you know, they ray of light where they're like, oh no, this makes sense like that, and then other people are like, no, what, this doesn't make fucking sense at all. You know, I used to be super religious. I used to be at one point in my, and this probably explain why I'm putting up numbers now and not when I was younger and in a hot body. Was I was super religious. I actually signed a pledge to abstinence.
Oh, really?
I actually signed one.
At what age?
I was like 16.
Oh man, that's like when you need it the most.
Oh yeah, that's when I had like the best body, dude. I was like doing like 3 sports. I was like, I used to run like 4 miles a day, dude. I mean, just the hurt I would have put on those high school girls. Oh my god, you know?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, dude. But no, at that time, I was like straight edge. So I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't have sex, I didn't do anything. You know,
you should have been doing all that.
Yeah, well, the drinking was because I think I told you about this, but I had when I was in high school, I had a friend of mine get killed by a drunk driver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I signed up for SAD, Students Against Drunk Driving.
Yep.
And then I was religious. I used to go, at one point, I was going to church almost 6 days a week. Like, because they always had, they had different days, like different, like youth group days, and then I was an usher, so I had to go to meetings for, you know.
But so let me ask you this: when you sign that pledge, and you're 16,
yeah,
you wanted to have sex though, right? Like even though you signed this,
yeah, like mentally and physically, I was like, I want to put my fingers and penis in all these holes.
Yeah,
you know, but morally, because of church and you know, just pressure, I was like, whoa, this is not going to be right with him, so I can't do it, you know.
So when did
well, things changed. I was at that time I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend of a year.
Was she religious too?
Yeah, super religious. That's
so interesting.
The only physical thing we did was we held hands, and I think she kissed me on the cheek. But here's the crazy thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, we didn't even. Yeah.
I got further with my dog today. I'm sorry.
I did too. I was a little slut. I had a threesome with these puppers, dude.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you don't have to apologize.
That's so
dude.
funny. You're like, we did some physical stuff, you know. Held hands. She kissed me on the cheek. That rules.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so sweet and innocent.
It was because that's. I was just like, I don't want to pressure these women, and God's not gonna like it. And like, you know. But here's the crazy thing: my ex, eventually broke up with me, and it wasn't stated specifically, but it was basically referred to. I made her feel ways that wasn't right with God. Basically, she broke up with me because every time she was around me, she wanted to do more than to hold hands and kiss on the cheek.
Wow.
Have you ever had a girl break up with you because you made her too horny?
Yes. But she phrased it that I want to fuck other people.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I made her so horny she needed to or I've had girls break up with me and go, I just want to be like a huge slut. You know? Do you ever have that happen?
Yeah. They didn't say it. They just broke up with me and just became huge
just did
sluts.
It?
Yeah.
They didn't tell you?
Yeah.
It's fun when they tell you because you're like, oh, you assume so.
Yeah.
But, yeah. For them to tell you, you're like, oh,
that's wild, dude. That's trusting.
It always works out for the best, man. I'm telling you. Like it.
Well, they trusted that you weren't going to murder them.
Yeah.
For breaking up with you.
The best thing you could do is just like it can't you can't let it affect you because uh sometimes I don't know, it's easier that way, you know.
Yeah, see, I noticed that when I would get real sad about a breakup is when I felt like, well, who's gonna love me now? Who's gonna love me now? Like that kind of feeling, you know, like you love that person, you cared about that person in some way, some deep, profound way, but then when they broke up with you, me mentally, I would be like, well, great, like it took forever to find that one. Now what the fuck? Now I'm in a different place where it's like, I mean, I'm not like I don't have people throwing themselves at me, but like in the past 3 months, I've went on a bunch of like dates, mini dates.
You've held many hands.
I've held many
cheeks.
hands. I've kissed many cheeks, dude. Total fucking slut over here. I've been whoring myself out with these fucking dimples. But no, I mean, I've made out with a couple different women. Like, this is stuff that would have took years when I was younger. Like, and sadly, even in better shape. I was in better shape and like just like no one wants me, you know.
It's
like,
so funny.
It's weird.
It's so funny and different. It's a different way than I grew up, but
yeah,
it's not bad, you know. It's like you have, I know a lot of religious people, and I'm not religious, but almost everyone I know who's religious has a great life, and it always makes me wonder. Not to believe in religion, but I feel like religion grounds you in some way, in like a positive way. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I do find that like most religious people, and I'm sure like cool internet people will argue with me about that. But I'm not. I'm not religious. I went to the pool store this Sunday morning.
I think here's the thing. I think it's not even just religion. I think it's anyone who has they create their focus in their life to something linear, like where they like the belief system, like when they put their like all their excess energy that's not dedicated to work, family, you know, other goals, and they dedicate all their energy into a linear focus of some type of belief system. I think it grounds them in some way where that all that other energy is not focused in all these different things that may be destructive.
Yeah,
some
drinking
capacity.
And like
or just it's something
pouring around, holding hands, like you know. No,
yeah.
I agree with that, and yeah, we were we used to. I knew some comics who became successful, and they were very religious.
Yeah,
and my friends and I used to say, God is real, and he has a terrible sense of humor. But they're good. They're funny.
Yeah,
I kid.
Well, I mean, I also the religious people that I vibe with are people that are open minded.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, I don't like
important
I don't like,
for everybody.
I don't like cult type people of any sort, really.
Yeah.
But it tends to be like very, they tend to crowd around religion for some reason.
God, I saw a great thing about like it was called the horseshoe theory.
Okay.
And it's when like two opposing sides become so fanatical that they end up like wrapping around and meeting the same conclusions because they're like so extreme.
Oh, okay.
And it was like someone commented on a comedy sketch about a buddy of mine sent me, and it was so funny. It was called like woke racist, and it was a guy with a shirt that said racist, and there's a guy who said woke, and they were just saying the same things, like just making the same points but saying it in unison.
Oh, wow.
It was very funny.
That's funny. That's actually the theory I have with like hip hop and country music.
Yeah,
they're the same. They're essentially the same genre, just different beat and different faces.
yeah.
Like a lot of hip hop music. Well, if you break down the types of hip hop, there's like party music where they just brag about all the clothes and cars and women that they have.
Yeah.
And where they're from and all that. And then there's like the educational hip hop music. Or it's like, where it's like, I come from a rough background, times are tough and stuff like that. And then you break it down country music. closing cars are where I'm from and drinking and having fun.
Muddy boots and
my
pickup trucks.
Yeah, where I'm from, man. And it's just different beats, different faces, same fucking subject matter.
This is where I'm from, and this is what I do.
Yeah,
and this is what all of us do.
And for me, it didn't make any sense that people that listen to this music did not like the people that listen to this music, and vice versa. And it's like, you guys are the same fucking group of people.
Yeah,
it was wild to me.
Metalheads over in the corner going, "Why aren't they singing about Satan?"
What's wrong?
Just listening to Pantera speeding.
Yeah, and then somewhere along the line came new metal, and that was just like, I like country and I like hip hop and I like metal. And then
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, dude. Oh fuck.
You came up to Limp Bizkit, My Generation, at that show.
Yeah,
the last show we did together.
That's where I'm at in my life right now. Whereas I listen to music unironically now. I don't really give a shit about what people. Oh, I don't like that band. Fuck you. I don't care. This is what I want to listen to when I'm mowing the grass. All right, dude. So like,
I would listen. I would take down a. I would listen to Pantera mowing the grass, especially if it was hot.
Yeah,
I'm like I still like a lot of heavy music. My wife, it like almost scares her. She's like too like Protestant or whatever.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand that music, and I said that's what it's like inside a man's head. Death metal. I said if you listen to Pantera and like. It's just like, I said, that's what it's like. And she doesn't understand that.
If only they included, like, why is this bitch still talking? Yeah, I would totally understand it even more.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I saw the Barbie movie.
No, I hadn't seen it.
Oh.
I haven't seen it, but so many people have seen and told me that, like, at this point, I know the plot line. It's what'd you think? I know. I
fell asleep. I fell asleep, and then I cheered when they did this montage where. So it's about like they live in Barbie Land, and it's all like women rule or in charge. It's sort of like they reverse like.
Yeah, it's a
gender
matriarchy.
Yeah, and matriarchy in Barbie Land, and then patriarchy in the real world. But there's like a. So they show like all women in charge and everything's going well in Barbie Land, but then Barbie and Ken go to the real world and men are in charge, and Ken for the first time, because he's always like overlooked.
Yeah.
For the first time, he's like, men are in charge and this is awesome. And there's a montage of like sports and explosions and war and like it's all man stuff. And I legitimately like in my chair, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, men.
This is my favorite part
because it was just so well. So the funniest thing, I sat down and I haven't been to a movie theater in maybe 5 years.
Oh wow!
And I didn't want to go because I was like, going to the movies is ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
But again, you have to make the ladies happy. So I'm sitting there. We're sitting, and my wife goes to the bathroom or something, and so I'm sitting there by myself, and two ladies come and sit next to me. And this one lady who was directly next to me, and the theater seats were like closer than this, like so where we are right now.
Yeah,
this is more of a luxury than they gave me. So I was close to this lady, and she had short, spiky blonde hair, like a power woman. Like,
oh man,
she looked like a superhero, like
yeah.
a woman. She was like Superwoman, like
yeah,
but modern day Superwoman. If you you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and. Women power very much. Like she looked like she just wanted to shout it. And she sits down, she looks at me and she goes, have you seen this movie before? And I go, no, my wife actually dragged me here. I go, I really don't want to be here. And she goes, I've seen it 4 times. This is my 5th time seeing it. And I go, and I just think to myself, why did I say?
Oh my God, what'd you say?
It was just my like inner like. It was just my inner like, because I was just sitting there like, fuck. Oppenheimer was playing like 3 theaters down,
yeah.
And I was like, I would go watch Oppenheimer. That's more my speed than Barbie. And I just want to sit and be confused by Oppenheimer. And but yeah, so it had funny lines in it, and I could totally,
Is that what you told her?
That's what it
is. That what you told her? If she asked you about have you seen it? And
she said, "Have you seen it?" And I said, "No, my wife dragged me here."
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
But I was like joking. I was just being like, "Ha, funny," like
yeah,
like ho hum, like sitcom husband, like oh, And I don't think she was like offended or anything. But I was just like, oh,
she's like, men,
yeah, setting the tone.
Oh Jesus.
But it was funny. They gave like a speech in, because the whole point, like a lot of there was this big like epic monologue this mom in the movie gives, and it's all about how women have to like try so hard and they can't do too much of this or too little, and it's like it's never good enough kind of thing.
Yeah.
And but like a key line in the montage, I don't know if people caught it, is they're like, you can't blah 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 because of what they think of you, and then we went on and the movie ends blah blah blah, and we're driving home and my mom, my wife's like, what do what did you think of it? And I was like, the whole point of the movie is like women want to be treated equal, and I said, I don't think you do. I think women think they're better than men, first of all.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Which is a real something that's not addressed ever. I do think women think they're better than men, and that they should be like running things and everything.
Yeah.
But the whole crux of this movie and a lot of it is like, I don't like what people think of me, and I was like, that right there is like a flaw that needs to be eliminated in you. I said you need to take a cue from men and just do whatever you want and not care about anybody, what they think. Yeah. And I said, once women learn how to do that, you'll become way more powerful. And I go, but you can't, because look at this fucking movie. It's breaking records, and they're still like, I don't know what they think about me. And I'm like, fuck, we're just standing in the same place. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They're so close, They're so close, but they're not getting it. They're still not there.
We need to explain it to
them. Men need to explain to women how to be more like men so they could get more powerful and then displace us. But it is true. Women absolutely think they're better than men. And not in a bad way. They probably are,
Yeah.
But it's not like, they say equality, but it's not equality. They just want they're just like, fuck you. Because they'll be like, men and women are equal, and then they list like all the reason why. That whole movie is about how terrible men are.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get into this conversation about let's say comedy. Like I had a conversation where they were like, why are there not more women in comedy? And then next thing you know, a bunch of women get in the scene, and then they start hating on each other. I'm like, what the fuck, man? See, I don't hate other dudes for doing comedy. I hate other dudes for some shitty shit they do. But I don't hate them. But these women will hate each other because everyone's vying to be the token. And it's like,
right, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You complain they're just not enough, but then when more show up, then you're like, oh, they're going to steal my spot, Like,
it must be hell, though. And a lot of the crux of it, of being a woman, they say, is like based on looks. It's like based on how men think you look,
Yeah.
And I like... women are just, they like really overshoot it, because like guys, like we would like women at a much lower standard than they have. Women make themselves beyond perfect to go out.
Yeah.
I feel like I like a sweatpants on woman.
Yeah.
I like a woman who's given up, still looks good, They always look good.
What I don't like is a lot of these women were like, oh, we always got to look good. For who? I don't give a shit about the length of your lashes.
Right, like we don't
That's
notice
for
that.
other women and gay dudes. You're oppressing other women and gay dudes, and then you're projecting it onto me and saying that I'm creating this imperfect standard of what you should look like. we just stated that you stated, but I agreed that I like a bun and sweatpants. I'm cool with that. I am perfectly fine with that. No bra, uneven tits. I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't give.
Floppy Eddies.
I don't care. Flabby ass, cellulite. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're putting all this. You're putting Spanx on and false lashes for your girlfriends. The other women are judging you. Me and my buddies don't give a shit about the length of your lashes, what everlasting mascara you wear, none of that shit.
You know what I get into? I get in trouble all the time for my wife. I would say, not so much trouble, but we'll get in like an argument. She'll go and get a haircut, and she'll come home, and she'll be like, "You didn't notice my haircut," and it's like, well, it always looks the same. You know, they always look the same. They always look great. You know, I'm just like, your hair looks great. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, or if you're gonna whine about getting noticed for your haircut, do something drastic. Show up bald one day. Just show up bald. I will fucking totally notice.
Britney Spears.
Yeah, I was like,
complete
oh, why you did something different? Now you just noticed you were talking to me.
Britney Spears got divorced, so she's single. So there's a chance you could hold hands and kiss cheeks with Britney Spears. What do you think of that?
Oh, baby.
Man.
I'm sorry. Oh,
I
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Oh, that should be the name of the episode.
Oh, Jesus.
That'll get us more hits.
Yeah.
I heard someone talking on a podcast, and they were talking about if they would sleep with Britney Spears now. And I was like, "Are you crazy? Of course."
Yeah. What?
Most of them were saying no too. I couldn't believe it.
I hate that debate based on how crazy someone is. Okay, if we're
probably makes the sex better, honestly.
If you're doing a poll or debate about if you will physically have sex with another person physically, them being crazy has nothing to do with it. Now, if you're saying, would you date Britney Spears? Probably not, because then that's when the wackadoo shit really comes to play and the demon monkeys come out.
I would if I'm married, a kid.
Yeah.
But if I were not married and Britney Spears was like, "Do you want to date?" I would 100% date her. That would be an insane experience.
You're right.
What would that be like? She'd probably helicopter you to some crazy island.
No, yeah,
mentally and actually physically, she probably has some wacky island.
You're 100% right, and here's why. I've dated that level of crazy, and they didn't nearly have the resources or money or clout or experience that I would get from dating Britney Spears.
Make you spin around and dance on video.
Yeah, but then they're like, dude, how was it? It was batshit crazy, but I dated Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that made Kevin Federline's career. He married her,
that
knocked
dude,
her
and
up.
he got in and got out.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, he's getting
him.
child support, and yeah, he's retired somewhere.
I wonder what... I never really saw a video or anything of him, but I wonder what his personality was like. If he was like...
I saw some forums so after he broke up with Britney Spears, and even during that time, he was capitalizing on making appearances. So he was like, he did like WWE. There was like a segment where him and John Cena wrestled each other, or like it was like, because John Cena's angle was like he was a rapper.
Yeah.
And so Kevin Federline was trying to go for, he was like this like white rapper guy kind of persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he
That's
was
the
like,
kind of personality I thought he was.
yeah, but I was hearing some forums. There was some like jobber wrestlers that basically, like, they always talk about, they'll go on like these Reddit forums or these other forums, and they'll discuss like celebrities that came in, if like who was a diva and who was like real chill. And they said that Kevin Federline treated the whole experience with respect, because in pro wrestling there's this big thing on respect. Like if you're an outside person, like, treat it with some respect, because these guys are killing themselves to do this ballet on a fucking mat.
Yeah.
You know? And they said,
otherwise you get a mass transit incident.
Oh my god, yes,
yes, inside wrestling joke from
from a year ago podcast of ours.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah. And they said that he showed up and he was like real chill, just listened, and like, you know, he was a student. He was like a student, and then he did a segment, and then he took the heat because everyone booed him. You know, because like
yeah.
You know, you get a guy like
you
that.
had sex with the girl I wanted to have sex with.
Yeah, when they're like, you're famous for no reason. I'm just like, that's most famous people.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
There's not a lot of people that are truly famous that are not like musicians. Even the musicians, the musicians that are at the top are not the most skilled.
No, of course
they're the
not.
most charismatic, or the people that have the more of the driving force behind them. I'm
Nepotism.
I'm learning that with stand up. It's like there's people that are gonna get pushed that are not the funniest, and all I can hope for is just to continue doing this while etching somewhat of a respectable living. That's all I can really hope for.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Who you know, who knows, you know?
Yeah.
It's good to be respected as a comic because who knows what success is.
No, you have a very valid point, because I was talking to because I was getting a little agitated. There was I booked a solid name comic for a show.
Yeah.
Right, and he's bringing a opening act or a feature, and then he asked if I could book, or if I had anyone that could host and or do a guest spot.
Yeah.
But they had to be a certain demographic, not two white guys, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So essentially, despite being ethnically diverse, I look like the way I look like. So I couldn't even get a guest spot on my own fucking show that I booked. And then I heard of another younger comic hitting him up for a guest spot, like go in his DMs and all this shit. And then still doing it, even though he found out the venue was my venue, and then reached out to me, and we had a debate. We got into a discussion. I served him up some words, because I was just getting tired of things like it's one thing to reach out, like hungry mouths don't get fed, that term, but it's another thing where I noticed some of the younger comics are like, they're just asking, begging to get on stuff that they're not, I don't feel like they deserve or ready for yet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, that's every industry. There's people that are always going to get on that everyone else doesn't feel like deserves it, but that's called drive or whatever in their minds.
And it's good. I know it's like, I see it both ways, because you definitely like, it's good to get if you're younger, and it's good to have drive. But yeah, it seems like, and I guess it's more perception, because maybe it's just how people are, but
yeah,
it seems like it used to be like you put funny first, far first,
Yeah.
like learning how to be funny for years,
Yeah.
And people now, they're like, I did 2 open mics, like fucking, where am I headlining?
Yeah.
Like I got 2 hours of material. I'm on my way to my 3rd open mic. I have an hour and a half. It's tight.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
And the thing, I don't mind people that are driven. If you put some time in, if you have some skill, but then what's happening is some people are actually rewarding delusion.
Yeah.
And that's my issue. It's like this particular comic in question is actually pretty funny, but my thing is like,
we should just say names on this podcast.
Yeah. It's no. I mean, my thing is, I
don't want to.
Well, I cleared the air with this person. I was just using this as an example.
Oh, okay.
So if I still had an issue, or I was like, fuck that person, I would totally drop the name. But
yeah.
No. I talked to him, and my thing was like, it's also this particular comic. I gave them some opportunities recently, and I was like, when are you ever sakified? Like, are you gonna keep coming for everything?
It's Christina. I knew it.
No. No. It's
I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah. No. I hear you.
Yeah.
It's it's a shitty business, and it's never fair. But it's
but that's
it's fun, Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
There's enough comedy to go around, and then I think I think you get opportunities, and like you get rewarded, and what you put into it.
Yeah.
At times,
But now, but then to break my own self out of being too serious, I start thinking about, is that applicable to other industries? like porn. The porn are like, how's this guy keep getting in the scenes? My dick's way bigger, dude.
He DM'd him.
Like, come on, it's not even nearly as girthy. Come on, man. I've been in the business for 10 years.
This guy's been to 3 bathhouses and he's in a feature film now.
Yeah, one orgy and now everyone's a star. Like,
everyone loves Julio. Okay, you can get Julio's in it. Yeah.
It's because he's Mexican, isn't it? All right. Us white porn stars are never getting the same opportunity.
No more white porn stars.
Yeah. I just start thinking about that. I don't know why I always revert back to porn. Just the idea, like porn.
You revert to porn, I revert to food.
Oh, for like chefs and stuff.
No, just food as examples. I don't know.
That's
how my brain works.
No, but usually when it comes to anything professional. So when just the idea of it's so funny, but just the idea of porn stars at a tax office.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, you're audited, Jezebel, because you didn't claim 40 bottles of lube.
It's deductible. Do you have the receipts?
Yeah, the receipts were that just getting audited. Yeah, you bought a $1,200 vibrator. Yeah, that's not covered by your HMO.
I got a new. Well, we could save that for another one. We're at an hour or 101.
Oh shit!
A 101 fool.
Wow.
Fool 101.
We had
I think it was a successful video cast. What do you think?
Yeah, man.
Well,
if you got this far,
it's not cool to.
It's not fun to be dumb, but it's cool to be foolish.